should go and sit down. But okay,
Yes.
I wanted to.
This.
There's this clip I saw just as a way to end
Okay.
on basketball.
Okay.
I'm not heard it yet. I wanted us to get it.
Yeah, she's never.
All right, go on then. Yeah.
So this should be it right here. And I'll tell you why it stood out to me.
Far from my thoughts, but WNBA is rocking. What could we have more? I mean, I just think, from a salary standpoint, it's great for the women to be able to make more money. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work. I think I saw something that said like one player that makes maybe $12 million on the NBA team could cover the whole WNBA salary. So that's kind of like crazy. And again, we're what, 26 years young, so it's not like we're comparing ourselves to the NBA, but I do feel like the pay gap would be something that, we could just take a donation around the NBA, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen this clip.
Oh, you have? I haven't.
Yeah, it's from okay, yeah, exactly. The shop. It's from the shop. You can see at the top there. I think it stopped doing this. I don't know. I haven't seen an episode for a long while actually.
Yeah, it was LeBron's show now, right?
Yeah, LeBron's show. LeBron and his friend actually, not just LeBron. LeBron and one of his childhood friends. Okay. Can't remember his name now.
Let me see it.
I've actually two.
I have something on this though, because it pisses me off. It pisses me off because I don't think there's anyone in America that supports the WNBA more than NBA players.
100%.
The NBA players support the WNBA like
the most.
More than we probably support the NBA, and it bothers me.
You shouldn't be bothered because the WNBA players, I can tell you 100%. And we had a meeting for our 25th anniversary. We're like do Zooms with the veteran, the legends of the league or whatever, and just talking about it. And I told them on that call, the number one supporter that we have, you guys never focus on, and that is.
But it's a stupid team. But
yeah,
the reason I brought out this clip is because you know what I've been saying, and one reason I started this podcast was because it just seems like there's no space for men to sit down amongst one another, talk honestly, talk openly. Even sometimes when we record in person, sometimes you have to look over your shoulder before you say certain things. Men are cowed, men are a little bit restrained, right? So men don't have that freedom that men used to have growing up, to be able to say the kinds of things that are in your heart. And that really was one of the cornerstones of this podcast. We call it Ministry of Men Affairs, we call it many different things.
Of course, yeah.
All facts, no fiction, speak the truth plainly, without apology, things like this. And it's sad that shows like the overlap have to have wait now. I know. They have to have a female in the show. They have to have that woman there. She must be there. It's a must. Like, I'm not bringing it up because I saw the Henri episode recently. And you see the lineup of people, and she's just there. And you hear her talk sometimes, and it just doesn't match, it doesn't flow.
No.
You cannot say that the producers don't notice this. So the reason why this was...
You know how amazing that show would have been if she wasn't there?
As in, when it's just boys talking.
Yeah.
When it's just boys...
Because even Roy Keane, you can see Roy Keane's demeanor sometimes when she opens her mouth to say something.
He has to softens up. Like, you see that he's... We can't say much.
At the same time, it's not even... When he laughs at whatever she says, you can see it's not natural. It's just because they're on TV and... everybody's trying not to get cancelled and all that bullshit. Joaquin is just doing that because they pay him to do that for one.
Right.
And maybe he hasn't got other things to do because Joaquin is the type of person I'm sure that, fuck the pay or whatever, but clearly not at this moment. But you can see how disgusted you just see him just laugh sometimes. And you can see it's not natural.
Yeah, the point is that woman is not even talented enough to host the show the way Guy Neville actually does. You understand? Because she's actually not intelligent enough to actually just ask the questions and sit back and let the people talk. So she's actually supposed to be a pundit. But the point I'm making, the reason why I just use that as an example, well, you remember this discussion of 100 men versus a gorilla?
Yeah.
So it went viral all throughout last month. Everybody was asking the question.
Yeah.
What pained me was when I saw a woman talking about it. Because a scientist. I think this can happen. I saw some guys. I'm telling you, I saw some guys on the podcast. There was a girl there, and they were asking her. And I'm like,
there's a very serious debate happening right now, and before I give you any context, I'm going to have you answer. Who would win in a fight? 100 men versus one silverback gorilla?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. This is happening.
Are you insane? Don't you know what a masculine conversation is? That's
kidding?
I'm telling you,
so they couldn't find a male scientist if they were going to go that route.
You understand? It sunk my heart. That conversation, as viral as it was, I never spoke to anybody, any female about it. Because I recognize it for what it is. It's a masculine conversation. The tweet that went viral and caused the conversation was just somebody who said, 100 guys can take on the gorilla, niggas just have to be committed to the shit. That was it. It wasn't a question, it was just like a random thought that came to a guy's head that all men around the world, we gathered on this singular tweet and we remembered what it's like to be men to have this kind of they're random, but they're also philosophical conversations.
Yeah, conversations, of course.
Because everybody knows, or everybody who thinks about 100 men versus gorilla, understands that the gorilla is going to die. But the truth is that some men are going to die. So
you think so?
Of course. So the reason...
Let's
wait now. So
okay,
the reason that the conversation created such a controversy is because men who are answering the question are not sure if they will be the one that is going to die. That's why the conversation is controversial. Because 100 men is a lot of people.
Yeah, of course. Let me just quickly, very quickly, because I really gotta go.
Yeah.
I sent you yeah. So quickly, let's just quickly. I'm sure we'll do this in 5 minutes quickly.
Yeah.
My take on that is the gorilla wins.
100 men, okay. Elaborate.
Yeah, let me elaborate. My take on that is the gorilla wins. Now, this is hand-to-hand battle. There's no weapons, there's no tools, right? No one's got knives or guns, right? Yeah. By the time the 100 men sees exactly what happened to the first 20 men, bro, no, it's as simple as that. Just think about that's just my analogy of this. I think it's very simple. Because the what's the word I'm looking for? The devastation, in the way the gorilla would rip people to shreds, fucking limb to limb, and the ones he would just bite the necks off their body and just rip their hearts out. That's where you're gonna realize that people are gonna start doubting themselves. Bro, I bet you any money, I'm ready to, whatever test this is. I mean, okay, it could never happen physically. Even if it's, I can't see 100 men winning.
Bro,
because
you know why? That's wrong. It's 100 men.
Bro, nobody's gonna. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Have you seen what a fucking fully grown silverback, what sort of damage it can do?
I've seen.
Bro, there's no way I can argue this from here till the world ends. I just don't see it.
Right.
Because those 100 men would not have the heart to continue when they see what's going to happen to the people who are going to go before them. I'm telling you, a fully grown silverback.
You're saying that all 100 men who have been tasked with the task of killing this gorilla are going to see the first maybe 15 die, and they will all be scared?
The ferocious way in which he's going to rip up the first couple of people, the first 15, 20 people, is going to approach it. Yeah, the way he's going to rip them up to shreds. Come on, man. So the way he's going to pounce into people's skulls on the ground and squash it, and you're looking at that. But I don't give a fuck who you are. You can name the toughest guy in the world. I don't care who that person is. Yeah. The way a fully grown silverback will smash someone's skull, rip the head off their body, detach their arms and their limbs and their legs. What are you talking about?
Can a gorilla do this 100 times?
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to do it 100 times. That's my whole point.
You're saying the rest of the guys
do it. Does not have. Bro, of course. It does not have to do 100 times. What are you talking about? Right. What are you talking about? Seriously, this is not even a no-brainer for me. This is a no-brainer for me, sorry. I'm telling you, the viciousness in which this gorilla will rip people to shreds. Bro, I don't give a fuck how tough you are, where you've grown up, what favelas you grew up in, wherever you fucking come from. I don't give a shit. When you see somebody getting their head dismembered, getting their arms ripped up, getting their balls ripped up, chewed out by the gorilla, you will not want to try your luck. Simple as that. You can bring the biggest dude in the world, I don't care. That's my take on this. I'm telling you.
All right,
I'm telling you.
I think on that bombshell we can end. All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Don. Guys,
as always, my guy, it's been a pleasure.
Leave a like, subscribe, comment. 100 members, one gorilla. Angel reads, everyone. Let's see you guys on the next one. Wow.
Peace.
All right, bro. Thank you so much.
No problem. Anytime. Bless.
I can tell you right now, I would not join a modern day hunting party of men because the question is 100 men versus one full grown silverback gorilla. And there are people out there like this that are saying that 100 guys would win. And no, they wouldn't. No, just flat out no. A gorilla's skin, you can't bite through it. Their bones, somewhere between 2 and 4 times as thick and dense as ours. Their hand, like their grip force, is something like 1,300 pounds. That means that with one hand, they could crush your skull. My dudes, this is what you're fighting. When they stand up, they are 6 feet tall. They weigh about 400 pounds on average. They can lift, press, or pull somewhere between 2,000 to 4,000 pounds. For some perspective, that's enough to tear your arm or your leg off. There's guys out here trying to rationalize this, being like, well, we're endurance animals and all that stuff. This thing could operate at a quarter of its strength and still body bag you. And we haven't even addressed the fact that even if you get close enough, you can't damage it. Thick skin, super dense bones, wrapped in an insane amount of muscle. You couldn't hit this hard enough to break anything. Like its femur is twice the size of yours. I want you to look at that skull. That skull could headbutt you and cave your face in, to say nothing of all the teeth. Then we come down here. Each one of these appendages is a death area. And even if you don't die, you're going to be missing or have a crushed limb. You're out of the fight until it decides to come and clean you up. And I loved some of the like crazy hunting tactics because they're like, well, we would just swarm and like, what are you going to get? Maybe 6, 10 humans at the same time. And we would grab its limbs and spread it out. These are going to crush you. It can pull you toward it harder than you can. What are you going to do once you have a hold of its limbs? Yeah, you're going to die because it's going to crush you or pull you into its mouth and bite your head off. You should also know that I have a secret classroom, which you can find by going there. And then you go there for exclusive content. It is free to join. If you decide to become a patron, you have my forever thanks for supporting this kind of education.